stunning looks than swift.
Hello and welcome to Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPNcricinfo MatchDay. And we're here joined by Anil, Kumble and Steyn to discuss the match between New Zealand and the Netherlands. So Anil, New Zealand are coming off a high, maybe some would say an unexpected big win up front against the world champions England, and perhaps ordinarily you wouldn't do too much to that 11. But there's two players returning from injury, Southee Ferguson and Southee. If they're both fit, are they straight back in?
I would certainly look towards Southee to get a game, because this is Netherlands, and then you could perhaps bring Southee for Chapman. He didn't bowl, he didn't get to bat, so perhaps that could be the one change, because Southee is critical for New Zealand's success. Both him and Trent Boult at the top with the new ball are quite handy. So I would look at only one change, not necessarily look at Southee to come back in, but then if two bowlers come in, then your batting suddenly starts to get a bit, you don't want to make too many changes. This is only the second game. They won comfortably against England, so you would want to keep that. Perhaps it's just this one change.
Yeah, and we've already spoken about if they were to bring in two bowlers, they'd have to juggle the batting. But Dale, you said in the previous preview that the one thing you thought the Netherlands batters would struggle with was extra pace, extra bounce. Should these two bowlers come back in, I mean, Southee Ferguson and Southee, that's going to place a huge amount of pressure on their batting lineup, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I also said that I don't think they're used to facing left-arm quicks, which is what was going to do the damage, really. So Shine Afridi from Pakistan and a Mitchell Starc, who I watched bowl to them the other night, whereas in this case it would be the right-arm quicks and only one Southee. So no, I don't necessarily think that would make a massive difference. And from New Zealand's point of view, they've won their first game against the world champions England. I think they'd want to keep it pretty much the same right now. They're just waiting for the biggest one, is probably Kane Williamson, as to when he gets ready, as to where that change is going to come. I know when you get like a bit of a thumb injury like Southee has, and I believe that he can't really feel his thumb, he'd want to take a little bit longer to kind of get himself into this World Cup. But for now, I think they seem pretty settled, and if they play a similar game the way that they played against England, I don't see any reason why they won't beat Netherlands with that kind of performance.
Yeah, you speak about consistency, and if we just move to the other half of their game, their batting, if they were to change things up there, it could mean something like leaving Will Young out and getting Ravi to open, and that would also then be a difference there. Is that something you'd play with against Netherlands, given, I suppose, the dominance that New Zealand are expected to have over them? Or would you also just hang five on that and just let the batting settle?
Yeah, I think just hang five. I think they picked their best 11 to play against England originally. They won that game. They're going into their next game. There's no real reason to chop and change right now and make changes just in case of something. You give the guys an opportunity. I know Will Young didn't score any runs, but that's through no fault of his own. He had one that went kind of down leg side. So just carry on with the way that things are right now. You want to carry on winning games. This is a long World Cup, and if you've got what's working for you, no reason to change it.
Yeah, so Anil, for Netherlands, there's quite a lot of work to do, and I guess New Zealand are tough opposition. A little bit of niggle there, because Logan van Beek, of course, is New Zealand grown up and born, and Max O'Dowd, also born in Auckland. Do you think that's going to play a bit of a role, even just for some banter? Yeah,
it'll be good. I mean, they would want to certainly be a part of the World Cup and play against their home country, which is New Zealand. Of course, they've grown up there. But I thought Netherlands certainly played well against Pakistan. The first few overs, they picked up those 3 early wickets, but they couldn't sustain that pressure through the middle, and then it was a long game for them. But I thought overall, from a first impression of Netherlands, they made a good impression in this World Cup. So they'll look to sort of carry that forward against New Zealand and continue to do that. And then who knows, they could certainly come up trumps against one of these bigger sides in this World Cup.
Yeah, we talk about both Netherlands and Afghanistan and maybe just needing a little bit more patience, a little bit more time in the 50-over game. Is that the only thing Netherlands have to change to just up the game a little bit? Yeah,
you just have to sort of delay your sort of push, because it's a 50-over game. You have to play some sort of a restraint in some overs when you're batting. And then when you're bowling, you need to continue to sort of build that pressure and then keep it quieter. So that's something that Netherlands will certainly look to sort of learn from where they were against Pakistan, but they don't get too many opportunities. Let's be fair. I mean, they don't get too many opportunities against the bigger teams, and this is one World Cup which I'm sure every time they walk onto that field, they would like to come back with a rich experience and have really those memories that they want to create in this World Cup.
Stunning looks, then swift,